Greetings! As the game starts to be available for people, I feel like I've been one of the first, if not the first, to make this permanent switch, and that is that until further notice, despite owning a PlayStation 5, I will play FIFA 22 only and exclusively on old gen. Next gen is simply unplayable. And if you've been chilling in my streams, it should be clear as day by now, but I'll try to give you guys a glimpse into why I made this decision today. The nail in the coffin was when we decided to go back and forth between the PS5 and PS4 versions consistently and constantly throughout the day, just to be sure. Each time the results were exactly the same. You hop on PS5, you load up FIFA 22, and all these animations and graphics were just about as useful as second man press was on FIFA 21. The games were slow, clunky, mechanical, you name it. I could not accelerate play, both through passes and dribblings and turns. I couldn't shoot or pass in time when I'd receive the ball, as I'd always be stuck in some weird animation. Turning and releasing the ball to pass or shoot was simply a chore, and a lot of the times I couldn't even get to the box to turn and pass or shoot, because the cherry on top of everything was a defensive AI so incredible that it felt like everyone was playing an automatic overload ball side. I won't lie, I was down horrendous, and the stream could tell the bar had never been lower. So I hopped on the PS4 version and it felt better, but not by a little bit. And so how could that be? How is that possible? How am I passing the ball faster? How am I now turning with more fluidity? How am I pressing and player switching much better? At the end of the day, it didn't matter why, because I could have been playing a broomstick on the PlayStation 5 and it would still give me a very good game. So without further ado, let's get into back-to-back games of FIFA 22. And the first is going to be me playing a game with the same team that I will be using on PS4 as well on the PlayStation 5. And then we will move on to a game of PlayStation 4 FIFA 22. And let the show begin. So the highlights of the first game on PlayStation 5 begin with my opponent building up an attack. He's got a prem side, as we see the likes of Van den Beek. We saw Gabriel Jesus across that leads him to almost scoring goal of the year. And then you might say, Stallion, why didn't you clear it? I'm telling you, when you get on, you try clear ball, when every time you have the ball, you have literally no control of your inputs. Like you are turning icebergs. But I digress. We move on with Koeman. Little feint to work our way on the edge of the box into Nabele, into Malen, and we're just stuck. Every movement is forced. I could have definitely maybe shot near post there. But again, by the time we get there, it's like we have lifted Mount Everest into the shopping mall to just take on a walk or something. And we're just tired. And we're like, why do I have Mount Everest as a pet? I don't know why I do that. It's exhausting. I can't even carry this thing. But whatever. Klosterman works it around. As you guys see, a perfect AI that just maintains shape in ways that are kind of absurd, and I thought that would have been a good feature, and it can be, but it doesn't matter if you can't turn or dribble or shoot or whatever. Here, a bit of a pressure from the back makes our green time finesse skyrocket, and then again we try to make it work with Malen, who by the way has been stellar for me thus far, but again it's really tough. We have to take it super slow. And bear in mind that when I say this super slow thing, guys, I'm taking into account that I was playing with Team of the Season players, 4 months ago or whatever, whenever I was playing the game again, FIFA 21 again. I'm taking that into account. I know these guys are not Team of the Season players. But again, here, Malen, what is that keeper animation, Chief? It just bounces off him. That's funny. But yeah, the shot was never going to go in regardless. Scholes on the wing to Koeman. Can we break through in the 77th? Great pass. But a common theme on next gen is that we never know how many arms keepers have. They linger in 7 different dimensions and they pull off saves like that. I don't mind good keepers. I really don't. But sometimes they just should, stop. Just stop, man. Just stop playing. Here, Isaac's 5-star weak foot doesn't pay dividends. And it looks like this might end in a draw. But perhaps we have something to say. Another corner. I've been told finesses are very strong. And this maybe might look like the hardest save the keeper had to make. And now here we are, left on the XG screen. The new stat, the goals. Obviously, how many goals are in a game? I've always said this doesn't matter. Just having goals be easy is not in itself a point. But I'm just going to leave this here. This game finished 0-0, like many do. Like many others finished 1-0 or 2-1. But let's move on to the game that we played on PlayStation 4. And that begins against a team called Roma AS, another sort of starter team with Prem players, 90-time team chemistry, which is surprising because I think, I played a lot of games before I made the team that you now see on the screen without chemistry. It's like everyone instantly has 100 chemistry and decent starter teams. It's madness. I mean, I guess they're all better, but instantly in the 6th minute, we create an opening. I'm turning with Dembele. It might not seem like much, but that turn in itself wasn't amazing. But compared to old gen, it felt pretty damn amazing. I won't lie to you. And here we are with Dembele. We feel much more in control, which means we can dribble to the last possible second and truly pick our moments. And again, look at this play. It doesn't end in a goal because we haven't figured out finishing yet, but it's miles better. And so in the 22nd minute, we have a third play again. Are you serious? Look at this play. This is sensational. I do love over-the-top through balls in this game. Obviously, I still don't know how to shoot. It is Coman, but it was Coman's right foot. I know Coman's left foot is abysmal. We try again from the corner, and we trigger Coman into the box, which allows us to, again, expose his left foot, which is abysmal, but that doesn't matter. I'm trying to make you guys see the difference in gameplay speed, in fluidity. This looks a lot more like FIFA 21, and I understand this disappointing. But I can't stress this enough as we make it 1 or 2-0 by the 30th minute, unheard of. It's like we have an 8,000% increase in goal scoring opportunities just by switching consoles. New gen is down horrendous. Another opportunity there. So we end up looking at the halftime XG stat. And this is the halftime, by the way. And we've already gotten far more XG than we did in a whole game on PS5. Like I said, it was only one data point, I understand. But this was happening consistently throughout the entire day. I'm talking hours and hours and hours of gameplay. It felt like the chances, or the games with the least chances on PlayStation, were the games that had, the most chances on PlayStation 5. As we see here, our opponent just dribbled past us because, again, I'm figuring out jockeying, but he can just run past me. That's a thing. I'm saying I'm scoring and conceding more, on both ends of the spectrum. Here, we once again showcase the fact that I don't know how to finish in this game, but it's all right. At least I'm creating chances. You guys know I don't like to use the word "at least," but here we are using it. Another well-worked play. It gives Jude Bellingham a beautiful goal. Another standout player on my team. Much better than Camavinga for me so far. And look at these plays, man. These are triangles. This is simple football. This is day 1 FIFA. This is Stallion at level 0 before I've mastered this game. And this would be Stallion at level 1 billion trillion gazillion on the last day of FIFA 22 next gen if I played all day. And obviously this is a very FIFA goal, but FIFA's always going to be FIFA. We're looking at the big picture here. We're trying to answer the question, why would I bother having spent 400 euros on a PlayStation 5 if I'm going to play PlayStation 4 version FIFA? And the answer is because it's silent, because anything else that might be exclusive to PS5 is clearly useless. I have no interest in hypermotion if the result is a game where I can't do anything. I'll take the L, and I'll accept the fact that I spent 400 euros on a PlayStation 5 just to upgrade the cooling system and make it so that I don't have an airplane in my room. And here, Dembele makes it 6-0. Now, this has to be clear, guys. It's not that because I won 6-0 that the game on next gen, or old gen, sorry, is better than next gen. And it's not because, I didn't concede. I could have conceded, and I probably should have conceded. And every single game consistently on old gen, I concede more chances and I score more chances on both ends. I'm getting, the stick, and I'm also getting the carrot. But in general, the point is that it's just a much more fluid game. This doesn't make this a 10 out of 10 game. Far from that. But FIFA 22 old gen wouldn't have even been on the scale. Anyways, let me know your thoughts down below, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.